Hi, everyone, and welcome to Mastering the Shadows. I am your host, Mystic Lee, and today we are going to be working with runes. The runes that we're going to be working with are specifically Nordic runes. There are also Celtic runes, there are also witches' runes, and also Icelandic runes. But today we are going to be working with the Nordic runes, which connect more to like the Nordic gods. And what you might be thinking of when you think of Nordic is Vikings. So we're going to be connecting a lot to that energy here. So, hi everyone, welcome and thank you so much for joining me today. Hey Angie, welcome. I'm glad to see you here. So, if you guys are joining in, if you wouldn't mind sharing out the video in a few places, which is kind of what I'm doing, that way we can bring more people in. The larger the vibration, the clearer the messages are. And I am going to give kind of a little bit of information about the different runes before I pull some free readings for you guys. So, hey, Cheryl, good evening. I did have a good week so far. Thank you. I hope that your week's been well, has also been well. And if you guys feel like you've been having a rough week, you can check out my Monday meditations. I'm doing that over at Mystic Path LLC. So before we get started, right, when we're working with the Nordic runes, we're pulling in Nordic spirits. We're pulling in that Nordic energy. You are working with those types of guides. And so as we're opening ourselves up, we want to make sure our energy is clear so that they can hear us clearly, that our message to them doesn't get miscombobbled, and the message that they send to us doesn't get miscombobbled. So as we do that, we want to take a big deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. Relaxing and just releasing all the energy that you've picked up that doesn't belong to you. Breathing in new, fresh, vibrant air. And breathing out as you relax and you release, right? You're releasing that tension in your shoulders as they drop and relax. Allowing the tension to roll down your spine and down your arms. Breathing in and out. Allowing it to move down through your stomach as those knots in your stomach unwind and let go. Allowing that energy to unwrap down your hips and down your thighs. As you breathe in and breathe out. Rolling down your legs, down your feet, and all the way out as you let go of all those things that don't belong to you. This way, our readings will be a lot more clear and a lot more to the point. So, all right, as I said before, move my bowl over here, we are going to go through the different runes themselves. Just for those of you who are just now getting used to runes, you haven't used them before, there's many ways that we can use them, and I'm going to go over that as well as giving the free readings after we kind of just go over them for a bit. Hey, Alex, I'm so glad to see that you joined. Hey, Erica. Good evening, beautiful lights. Yes. Oh, Alex, I'm glad to see that you've joined in. So, all right. And also, if any of you guys have worked with runes before, please let me know. I know I'm horrible at butchering the names. I need to be better at reading the phonetic spelling of these names. So the first rune that we have here is the rune, let me see. It's the first time I'm using this camera. Give me a moment. Where am I? Here we are. Wait, there we go. All right, fehu. The word fehu means cattle. Cattle were the principal source of food and clothing to all the Germanic peoples. Their horns also provided drinking cups, while their dung fertilized the land and crops. So this symbol is a great symbol for health, for fertility, for mobility, for creativity, and also for destruction. Awesome. Alex is saying, I'm ready to learn new information from you. I'm so excited. Yay, Alex. I'm glad to see you here. So again, so that is Fahue, and I'm gonna put them into this bowl. It's my throat bowl. And then that's where I'm gonna pull them out for the readings. The next one we have is Thuris. Okay, so it's not. See, sometimes the runes look kind of tricky when you don't know them, because like this one at first glance, depending on who's writing it, can look similar to this one, right? But this is Thurisaz. Thurisaz is, this is the rune. It is the Germanic tongue. Oh, wait, hold on. It is the Germanic tongue and Thurs in the Old Norse, both of which means giant, while the Old English version thorn means thorn as we understand today. So this is talking about obstacles, difficulties. Get it? A thorn in your side, right? All those things that we think of when we think of thorn, except for Thursday, which is interesting because today is Thursday. So I'm not a thorn today, but it is Thursday. Erica is saying, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm very eager and willing to learn about the runes. Yay, rune learning today. I'm here just listening, but I know you are doing great with the runes. Thank you, TJ. I really appreciate it. I'm not as accustomed to using runes as I am, obviously, Oracle and Tarot, as you guys have noticed if you've been watching my videos. But that's why I love doing these live videos. It's just a great way for us to interact and get to know the runes together and get to know just exploring ourselves spiritually, right? Not just me, but also on your end as well. There are often times when I do readings for you guys that someone else in the comments will pick up on energy as well and more information, which is like so prevalent to what's happening. And I absolutely love it. And also for you guys tuning in, especially if you're new, if you wouldn't mind posting where you're tuning in from and what time it is, just because I'm like a child. It tickles me every time to see like how spread out all over the world we are. We are literally crossing time and space. We are all over time, all over space. Some of us are in the future. Some of us are in the past from one another. But we're all here in the same moment. I don't know. It just tickles me every time. I can't help it. So yes, Alex is saying, yes, we get to co-create beautiful sunshine experiences. Yes. And talking about sunshine experiences, we are going to switch over to the rune of blessings, which is Ansuz. Ansuz is this one right here. It kind of looks a little bit like a weird F, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm just now using this camera, so it's going to take me a moment to figure out where to put my hand. All right. This is the Germanic word Ansuz, means God, as does its Old English equivalent, os, which also means mouth. The Ansuz rune therefore means the mouth of God, or that which issues from the mouth of a god. I think that's appropriate for the throat chakra, right? Also thinking about food, what kind of, do you eat like a god or a goddess? I don't know, just kind of throwing that out there. So Alex is over in Sandy Springs. Alex, I'm like not too far. I'm right next door in Marietta. So, which, by the way, Alex, tomorrow I'm doing in-person Oracle meetup classes in downtown Marietta, if you're interested. Erica's tuning in from Ohio. Zanelle is from South Africa, and it is 23:11. So here, that means it's 11:11. That's what my clock would look like. That's so cool. But yeah, Alex is saying, but I agree with you. Everything is here and now. All time is happening simultaneously. It is. Oh, Erica is saying it's Wednesday here, not Thursday. You're right. Today is Wednesday and not Thursday. Earlier, I was, well, I guess I don't have my weeks or my days of the week right, but I'm still here for my show. So thank you, Erica, for correcting me. Today is Wednesday, not Thursday, which is tomorrow. Tracy is in Littleton, New Hampshire. Welcome. Hey, Karen. I'm so glad to see you here. Erica's giggling. I know you're probably laughing really hard now. TJ, is that last one you put in the bowl was Wanju, the one that looks like a P. Thuras is still down at the top now. The thorn is in the Middle East way to remember it. So you're saying, right? No, not the P looking one. This one is Ansu's, right? Ansu's. Okay, I'm just making sure these aren't upside down. So, all right. So this person is talking about some COVID stuff. We are going to remove you, block you. Bye. Yes, the one that looks like a P is Thuras says. Yes, the one that looks like Thor. That is, you're right. The one I put in the bowl. This one. Tomorrow. This is your symbol to use for tomorrow, guys. Not for today. Sorry. Yeah, yesterday, which was Tuesday, I thought it was Wednesday. So you're not by yourself, right? Talking about time and we're in the present. Woo, it's all over the place. Yeah, Tracy got your days mixed up too. Yep. So, all right. So now moving on to Rado. And TJ, please, if I'm mispronouncing any of these, please let me know because I really would love for my pronunciation to be corrected. I really believe when you're casting spells out loud, like speaking them out loud, having the right enunciation and tones and everything with how you pronounce things does in fact change your spells, especially if you're doing spells with like Nordic energy or any of that old energy. Even new energy. I mean, vibrations really mean a lot. We speak them into existence. So, yeah. Cheryl said, just convinced myself I got the day wrong. LOL. So, hey, Robin, welcome. All right. So, this one right here is Rado. Rado means wagon and shares the same root as the Old English word for ride and wheel, or rad in German. It therefore has connotations of travel, journeying, and moving forward. Oh, sorry. Gosh. So this is change of direction, movement. This is about a ritual journey, personal changes within your life happening. So TJ is saying thorn or third. Okay, so this is where I'm getting confused. So TJ is saying, are you saying this one is Thuras? See, that's where I get confused because it really kind of depends on who you are, right? That is Wangzhou. See, guys, this is why I get a little nervous going live doing runes because I'm not the biggest expert. They both look so similar. So Thuras, right? It's a little further down. Like a flagpole. And Wangzhou is like the letter P. We're going to get to that one in a bit. We're on. Okay, so we just finished Rado and Kenez. Okay, Kenez is this one right here. And it's the old German. Kenez means torch, as does its Anglo-Saxon equivalent kin. The Old Norse for this rune is Kan, which has the meaning of sore, ulcer, or boil, while the Gothic is Cosma, which translates as swelling. So this sounds kind of crazy, right? It sounds like, oh gosh, health issues. But really, it's about knowledge and skill, controlling your energy, successful idea, spiritual illumination, and inner guidance, right? That's how you get from one to the other is quite interesting. So Erica is saying, no worries. That's why we are all here to help each other out. Yeah. Alex is saying, you are an expert through. All knowledge is folded within you, just like the universe is. Oh, thank you, Alex. That's so sweet of you to say. Jamie has a smiley face. TJ's like, don't be nervous. It's very easy to mistake many of them. You'll pick up knowing them with time. Ken means no. So, TJ, you know what? I don't know if you would be interested in coming live, but it would be fun to do these runes together, me and you, especially because you're just so much more knowledgeable with them. I'd love to just pick your brain. All right. So the next one that we're going to do is Gabo. The word Gabo means gift. The big gift of X, because X marks the spot. Yeah, the spot of all the gifts hidden under the ground, all that treasure. Oh, yay. Oh, sorry. It means gift. It is derived from the same root as the modern English words gift and give. In the old Germanic traditions, the offering of a gift was not necessarily a straightforward affair. Ooh. So, but this is all about karmic union, is what this symbol's about. Thank you, Karen. Karen's like, you got this. See, this is where I'm not as great at knowing the runes right off the top of my head, but once I get acquainted to one, which we're going to do once we go over them, you'll see how that energy starts to flow out, how you start to connect with it. So we are on Wanzhou now, right? The P. Wanzhou just wants to come out, right? Wanzhou is the joy rune, right? The Anglo-Saxon rune poem explains that the runic meaning of joy. Joy is needed not by those who have little want and sorrow and have increase and bliss. So it's all about new celebrations, interconnectedness, spiritual well-being, family. Wanzhou. I'm going to put Wanzhou to the side. Wanzhou wants to come out and play. He wants to make us giggle. All right, Hagalaz. Hagalaz is this one right here. Hagalaz is generally considered to be one of the most ominous of the runes because its name means hail, one of the most destructive of all weather forms. However, it also bears the seeds for regeneration. So while this could be for misfortune, chaos, right? It can also, on the other end of it, mean cosmic union, bringing things together, right? Because after we have chaos, we have to have unity. And again, this is another rune I'm going to put to the side. That's actually a rune I wanted to show you guys how to work with a bit because the energy of the universe is becoming more chaotic. So learning how to sit with a symbol that it has a lot of chaos energy to it, that's also got a lot of cosmic union, will allow you to learn how to shift chaos energy into cosmic union, right? And that's a huge part with mastering the shadows. So, hey, Tina, welcome. Glad you could join us tonight. All right. So we've also got Nod His. Us the other X that marks the spot. The 10th rune goes by the name of Need in Old English and Noths in Gothic. It translates as need, necessity, and distress. This warns us to consider our deepest needs, but to guard against compulsive desires. So this is definitely very crucial for, just crazy things that are going on in the world. So personal needs, self-preservation, self-mastery, right? ESA. ESA has the same meaning in all the old Germanic tongues. Ice represents status, the ceasing of all flow, the arresting of all movement, therefore suggests obstacles and hindrance, right? This is also acceptance, knowing when to surrender. That might be a hard one, especially for a lot of people's egos. Jera. Jera signifies the solar cycle, right, of 12. Appropriately, it is also the number of Jera, the rune whose name means year, right? Like there's 12 months in a year. In the old Germanic tongue, Jera also means to harvest. So again, this is with fertility, right action, understanding natural law. So this is one we might energetically not see as much right now because it's all about nature and what nature's laws are. Not what humans' laws are, what nature's laws are. All right, so Iwas means yew tree, one of the most revered trees among the Northern European people, and is considered by some scholars to be the symbol of the world tree rather than the ash. So this is about flexibility. This is a symbol for protection and psychic protection. So we are going to put this one to the side. Again, I'm all about using protection. That's a huge part with shadow work. So TJ is saying you are doing amazing. Don't doubt yourself. You're amazing with your gifts. It's just the process of relearning the runes, like writing how to ride a bike. Thank you so much, TJ. Your words are so encouraging. Karen is saying there's so many to remember their meaning, but I guess if you can memorize 78 cards for the tarot, it's not a problem, right? And it's all about how we use it, right? So I normally, when I go out and read for people, I normally use Oracle or Tarot. And so I'm a lot more used to using it. I personally normally use runes more for actually working with spell work itself, which again, I'll show you guys how to do. So learning it is, it takes some time, right? So, hey, Samantha. Hi from sunny Australia. Welcome from down under. Tina, yes, I'm working on memorizing tarot, and it really does take a while, right? All right, so the next is Pertho. So here is Pertho. Pertho is the most difficult to interpret of all the runes because even in its mundane meaning is uncertain. It has been translated variously as an apple tree, pear tree, chess piece, dice cup, fate, game, dance, hearth, and vagina. So this is all about mystery, chance, sexual encounter, unfolding of fate, karma. So this is definitely your female mystic's special rune. So that is Pertho. So Tina is saying, I'm not getting how to put them together as a story. So yeah, so Tina's talking about tarot. So yeah, the major arcana, when you put them together, makes a whole story, a story about your spiritual experience. And that's one that we can talk about more in a future video. And if you guys want to follow me over at mysticpathllc.com or Mystic Path's Facebook page, I'm going to be producing a lot more videos on like what chakras are, what the different tarot cards are, what crystals are. So if you are interested in learning more about those, check out mysticpathllc.com and the Mystic Path LLC Facebook page. All right, on to Algiz. Ooh, Algiz has been translated as elk, protection, swan, and sedgegrass. The Gothic word Alchs, meaning sanctuary or temple, may come from the same linguistic root. It's kind of like a person. That's what it looks like to me. So yes, all about protection and sanctuary and cosmic and absorption of protective cosmic energy, faith with the divine. So put that one, Algiz over here. And Sowilo, also known as sigil in Old English and soul in Old Norse. Sowilo is the sun rune. The sun is a principal focus of worship in all pagan religions and even in Christianity. Jesus is linked to the sun and is his role of the light of God. Lightning bolt. Sorry, that's just what I saw. Success, vitality, good fortune, enlightenment, and divine blessings is what comes with Sowilo. All right, we're going to put Sowilo back in here. I'm like going to pull these out for readings later, and I'm going to have to re-pull up the book and be like, I don't remember what any of these are. Tewaz. Tewaz was the original creator of God of the Germanic peoples, who later became known as Tyre. His name is related to the Sanskrit word Dayas, meaning divine, and to Jehovah, a Hebrew name for God. Oh, it's got you pointed in the right direction, I guess. Victory, honor, justice, and law. Magical equilibrium, selflessness, and spiritual purity. All right, we've got Berkana. Berkana. Kind of like some mountains. No, I'm just kidding. Berkana, or Bork in Old English, means birch tree. This graceful tree has a poetic name, Lady of the Woods, and is probably the only tree to be found throughout the entire area peopled by Germanic tribes. So this is all about the Mother Earth, and it's about nurturing. For some reason, I'm thinking a lot of weird perverted stuff. Freya, get out of my head. Like boobies, female nurturing energy. Sorry. So, yes, Alex is saying, message from Asgard. We all have thunder in our hearts. We do, right? That light. We all have that light and that thunder in our hearts. You know what's really interesting to me is when you look at kind of like the history of like the Catholic Church, and when Europeans first started gaining their freedom from the Catholic Church was Martin Luther. And he was walking home and a lightning bolt struck and woke him up. And then not woke him up, but like woke him up spiritually. And that's what got him to rebel against the Catholic Church and open up people's eyes to, to more. It was that thunderbolt. So there's definitely a lot more going on there. And, Martin Luther's from Germany. So, yeah. So TJ is, what you are seeing with each have been spot on. So don't doubt your intuition. Thank you so much. So, all right. So the next one is Awas. This one, right? Yeah. Is it this one? Because I feel like there's another one that looks similar. See, and that's where I get confused with the runes. But see, that's with any language. When you're not used to using it on the regular, a lot of the symbols that are similar to one another can look really similar to one another. Okay, so this is Ewas. Ewas means horse in all the old Germanic tongues. In some respects, the horse came to be an even more important animal to the Indo-European peoples than cattle. This is travel, partnership, marriage, self-control, inner journey, and astral projection. Send me off, Scotty. Sorry. Must be some fairies in here somewhere. Yes, Ewas is the M shape. Yes, thank you, TJ. Alex is saying, love can also be an awakening. Thunderstruck my heart. Right? I love that. All right, manas. Here is manas. Manas translates as human and represents the mystery of each human being's relationship with other humans, the rest of creation, and the divine will. Right? So, just right there, you're seeing how important. This is like the two P's kissing each other, hugging each other, I guess. Right? Two people coming together. That's magic, right? That's how we expand our sacral chakras. The self, family member, friendship, right? Transcendental consciousness, the individual as a micronism, shaman, spiritual healer, right? Because it's all about interconnecting with us. What most people don't realize is humans are actually the most social creature on the planet. Like, we really need each other. We like to pretend like we don't. Some people are lone wolves, but really, we're designed to interact with one another more than any other species is. So when we are interacting with each other, especially in harmony, we're really growing. We're really allowing for spirit to expand in the way spirit really yearns to expand. So, all right. Now we've got Laguz. Here we go. Laguz means body of water, sea or ocean, and is the root of the modern English word lake. The rune looks like the carved prow of a Viking longship and represents a vehicle used to navigate water. So again, this is about journeying, fluidity, being fluid with where you are, psychic powers, right? Because again, anything with water is going to be about the third eye, opening up your dreams, being able to see into the subconscious of others. All right. Hey, Justin, welcome. Oh, I'm so glad to see that you're back. Alex is saying, this is my first time here and I'm having a blast. I'm learning a lot of my history vicariously through the tonality and the energetic output of the show. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this experience with us. Oh, Alex, thank you so much. Those are such awesome and sweet words for you to say. Hey, Cindy, welcome. All right, so we've got Ingwas. This rune is dedicated to the mysterious god Ing, whose origins are unclear. He is generally believed to predate the Germanic tribes and became associated with the fertility god Freya. It's like a circle and a square all at once, and a diamond. I'm sure there's some fun sacred geometry for that. But it's all about potency, sexual heat, orgasms, union, and intense creative activity. AKA, this is your sacral chakra right here, which is not quite as square. It's a lot more circular. I just always find it interesting to see how certain cultures might align or not align with things. It just really tickles me. All right, we've got a couple more here. Othila. Othila means homeland or ancestral property. It contains a sense of homecoming and returning to one's roots and represents appreciation for and reconciliation with the ancestral spirits. So, Alex, this is definitely for you. You know, it's there's so many other symbols out there that look so similar to this, and they all are about coming home. So, Justin is saying, I was just researching some crystal stuff and then noticed you were live. Ooh, well, talking about crystals, we're about to add some crystals to our runes. All right. So again, homeland, ancestral property, inheritance, right? Sacred enclosure, right? And universal truth. Daggers. Daggers means day and signifies both beginnings and endings. The shape of the rune is an angular form of the lemskate, the horizontal figure 8 that symbolizes eternity, right? Symbol's been around for a really long time, not just the Greeks, guys. So security, certainty, clarity, higher levels of consciousness, and path of destiny. Karen's like, I know you're done. I'm ready for my rune reading. Perfect timing, Karen. So yes, let's go ahead and do these rune readings to share them all out. All right. Before we get started with a rune reading, I do want to go over a little bit. Let's see here. With you guys remember? I'm giving you guys a quiz already. Do you remember which rune this is? TJ, shh. All right, let's see who can get it in the comments which rune this is. If you guys can remember which one it is. It is Hagalaz, right? This is about the cosmic union and some chaos, but we're creating chaos into unity. So if you guys feel like you're having some chaos in your life, right, and you want to transform it to unity, you want to transform chaos to balance within your life, this is a great rune to pull out and to start working with. So, hey, Isabel, you're saying this is all new to me and I'm loving it. I'm so glad to hear that. Alex is saying, yeah, I manifested my family back into this reality. You create the paradigm you want to live, and your perception creates your reality. I love that. Justin is saying, I have a book with them in, but need to read up on them, right? I mean, there's just so much to do with runes, and it takes a lot of time to get used to them. TJ is saying, you should also have a blank rune in your set. It represents Odin's rune. Yard. It is similar to the Wheel of Fortune. You're right, I do. Where is it in here? I do have a rune that's completely blank, but you know what? I really don't know that much about it. I always thought it was just like a wild card. Because, you know, a lot of books about runes and stuff don't necessarily talk about it. And I just dropped one, and I don't know where it ran off to. It's like, don't read me today. So, all right. So one way that we can balance this energy is we can bring in the light from above, right? To match it with the darkness below. This is just a simple thing. I don't like those shapes. Okay. Right, so we're just using some real simple kind of like yin-yang duality magic here within the rune to balance it. And then one thing that you could use there, which I need to grab. Hold on. A little further away from my crystals than I thought. Okay. So, right, we want to put our heart in the center. So you want to put like green, right? Because the heart is the door between our higher and lower self, and that's represented with green. That's why like the earth is so green. That means like it's a great place to be. People in the desert are like, what are you talking about? So putting all of that there, and just, you can set that by your bed. This is a great way to use crystal energy, or infusing this rune as a crystal grid to create that harmony in your life where there might be some chaos. So, all right, give me just a second. I'm going to make sure. All right. So again, before I pull any of the cards, I want to make sure that everybody's energy is clear, that we're calling in some clear energy. You know, it's just part of your self-truth. So go ahead, you guys, let me know. I'm going to put these other runes in here. Let me know if you would like a reading from one of the runes now that we've kind of gone over them and kind of gone over like a brief history with them. So, and again, for those of you who are just joining in, just take a big, deep breath in through your nose. And then releasing out your mouth slowly. And that allows you to regulate your energy. It allows it to pull out any energy that is not part of your self-truth, that is not of your self-interest in the best way. So, all right. So who would like a reading? All right. So Erica, I am feeling really drawn to your energy right now. Hey, Linda. Linda is from Florida. Oh, I love that. The Sunshine State. TJ is saying you are very right. Not a lot is known about it. Many people take the blank out of the set, but your intuition is very powerful. It will tell you its meaning in a reading. Oh, yes. And that's normally how I see it. Like when it's a wild card, it's just like whatever's coming in completely at the moment. So thank you. Like I said, TJ, if you're ever interested in doing a live together, I would love to interview you and just pick your brain with all the rune knowledge. It would just be so cool. Wow. So TJ's like, any book on runes is great. I have over 50. The explanations vary from book to book. They do. And I've noticed that. And I think that's, I think a lot of it's kind of changed over time as people have kind of gotten to know more about the differences between like the Celtic runes and the witches runes and the Nordic runes and the Icelandic runes. Because even though some of them are similar, some of them are different. And yeah, I love reading about it. All right, Erica. All right, let me clear off the space from this grid. And you guys can also, like, if you just feel chaos, you can also print off one of the runes like this and just color it in, color around it. It's just a great creative way to really bring in that energy into your life and really get to know how that rune works. I have 2 books. Okay. Erica, let's see here. Well, we didn't get too far with the runes, Erica. I think Spirit is saying it's time for you to ground some of your energy, work with both the light and the shadows, working on how to create some harmony, some balance. This whole time I was doing the grid and talking about coloring this in. And you guys, if you guys can just Google these pictures and just print them straight off the internet. They're pretty easy to find. Definitely, I would say this is all that stuff I was just talking about, Erica. Just bring it all in. Bring it all in. You need to first start to work with the rune. The rune itself, let's see if the rune itself is it's going to cause some harmony in your life. It's going to bring some peace, especially during these moments of chaos. Anytime you have some chaos, just kind of sit down with this, color with it. On one side, you might want to write on the left-hand side all the things that are upsetting you. And then writing on the right-hand side all the transitions you want to bring into your life to create harmony. And then leave the bridge in between for all the different ideas that you think in between here that can create harmony between the 2 places. So that's the way you can get your thoughts out there. You can kind of use it as some therapy beyond just color therapy. You can really think your thoughts all the way through that as you're working it out. So, hey, Gloria, I'm glad to see you as well. Yes, Alex is saying harmony is the natural frequency of the multiverse. Right? It is. And harmony really is, because that's part of the higher vibrations and the lower vibrations, and where they can come and be together, blending together. So, so Justin is saying, sorry, I just thought I'd say I've just had in my head, I could see a lady, mid-50s, short, dark, or black hair, offer me flowers, roses, and they went black and fell to dust. Sorry, I saw this in my head, not sure why. And you know what, Justin, what you're seeing with that is probably part of the chaos that's coming, right? And I don't want to get into conspiracy stuff or sound crazy, but we are in an energetic time where there's going to be a lot of chaos. There's going to be a lot of fertility that turns to dust. So I can definitely see that as a symbol, but that you probably also saw that because that's a lot of energy that has to do with this symbol, right? There's a lot of chaos energy. There is a lot of dust and destruction in it. But in order to bypass that destruction, that rose turning to dust, is to find that harmony within, right? We all want the world to be more harmonious, but the world cannot be harmonious until we are first harmonious within ourselves, and then harmonious within our relationship, within our family, harmonious with our neighbors, harmonious with our coworkers, and then expanding from there. So there's a lot, with harmony, but also knowing which people you can create harmony with and which ones you need a boundary, because you know that harmony can't be created there. So again, there's a lot going on with this symbol. And Justin, thank you for sharing that. So yes, H is for home, because where once the heart is, that is where home is internally. Right, Alex? I love that. Yes, George is saying, hey, all you positive people that are living life, not just existing, be proud of yourself, right? Be proud of yourself. Alex is saying, as above, so below. What you put out is what you get back. Everything is here and now. Yes, and I absolutely love that. All right, so maybe, right, we will end up with, I don't know, a different rune this time. Let's see here. All right, so who else would like a rune? Go ahead and put that in the messages. I just always want to make sure that I'm not just pulling anyone that I'm seeing popping up, that this is, you know, I value consent. Consent is extremely important to me, and it's important with all things I do in life. And that includes reading for people, because just because you're here doesn't mean you even want me touching your energy or tapping into your energy. Maybe you're just here to learn, and I want to respect that and not like get into your energy field like that. So, all right. So I am feeling, Erica is saying, yes, a lot of real love, a lot of love. Love is love, right? And then love in itself is duality, right? Because it's within the heart, and the heart is both a higher and a lower self. So, all right. I am feeling drawn to Karen for the next reading. See how far. So once we pull right, I do this in every reading. Once something gets pulled, it gets put to the side, because if not, we're just going to keep pulling it over and over again. That is because as we're all coming into this video, whether you are tuning in through the Spirit Realm Network, you're tuning in through the Mystic Path, whether it be Facebook or YouTube, or watching an after video on the Mystic Path website or anywhere else. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot what was it. Oh, we're all pulled in. We're all pulled into this energy because we're all attracted to it. So if I keep pulling the same reading, like we didn't even get, I just set up the grid for this, and then that's the next rune we pull out, right? Because we're just so intense in that energy. And with it being that way, and Erica, thank you so much for being the conduit for that. But it really shows that energy is for all of us to talk about, for all of us to be sharing. Like, we really all need to be doing more in our life to create that harmony. Like, we really do. Anywhere that we can, but especially within ourselves. All right, Karen. Yes, Erica is saying energy is energy. Alex says, I am an open book. I welcome all energy because the all is one and the one is all. I love that. All right, Karen. The tree. It looks like a tree to me. Okay. So I always get this one, the other one confused. This is about abundance, number 11. I got two different books here. Thank you. All right. So here we go. Karen, your reading is about enjoying your good fortune, and remember to share it. For the mark of the well-nourished self is the ability and willingness to nourish others. To be honest with oneself is where all healing begins, right? Begins within yourself. For the seeds of the courage to heal can only grow in honest soil. So where the other one was talking about harmony, this is talking about achieving abundance, but through self-truth. You have to be honest with yourself. This is a huge part of shadow work, because we live in a society where honesty is not a normal thing. Most people, a lot of governments are not honest. A lot of media is not honest. A lot of relationships are not honest. And a lot of it is because we aren't honest with ourselves. We have a hard time when we mess up or fail to be honest with ourselves, and then be okay with ourselves that, that experience happened. So we first need to be honest with ourselves, with what our contribution is to a situation, before we can really fix it. If you can't be honest with yourself, you can change all the other variables. But if the main variable happening is you, that's going to keep coming back around and around. So Justin is saying, how many runes are there total? I think there's like 18, 22, I think. 23, 25. If you include the blank rune, there's 25 in total. Yeah, so TJ just answered that, actually. Justin is saying, oh, hey, George, hope you're good and well. Oh, Justin and George know each other. That's awesome. Yeah, so TJ answered that pretty well. 24 in the Elder Forthuk and 25 with Odin's rune. And as time went on, the runes expanded and evolved. Right? And I think that's also where it expands based on whether you're getting into the Icelandic ones. And my understanding is like some of the Druid runes are also a bit different from this. I mean, there are just so many out there. It's such a great topic. But again, fuck you is all about looking within, being honest with yourself. All right. So who else would like a reading? Let's go ahead and put that in the comments so that I can pull one out. And also, again, if you guys are enjoying this video, if you wouldn't mind sharing it out. That way, like I said, we can get more people like just in tune to this, in tune to reading runes, in tune to, you know, just being part of this vibration that we're sharing together. Yes, Erica is saying most of the world don't function with the truth. No, it doesn't. And it's interesting that these two would come out together, right? We've got harmony here, self-truth here. This is definitely, right now, I feel like we're all being used as pieces to this larger puzzle of a story that we're probably going to end up getting at the end here, right? We've got cosmic union, trying to create harmony out of chaos here. Here, again, it's about truth, looking for that truth within, being honest with ourselves, being honest with the abundance we might or might not have. So if we have enough abundance, we can share it with others. So Karen says, reading tarot myself, I have to be honest. And I find people don't like that sometimes. Right, Karen? That is really hard, right? Some psychics, they just tell people what they want to hear because it's easier to book them the next time. But then you get those readers who really, they will tell you what they see regardless of how you feel. So Karen, I think that's really awesome that you stick to that because we need more of that in this world, that honest truth. So Cheryl is saying, I have runes, but haven't gotten into them too much. Really enjoying learning more about them. Thank you. You're welcome, Cheryl. Thank you so much. So, all right. Yes, Erica is saying sharing is caring, right? So if you care about this video, you'll share it out. If you care about runes, you'll share it out. Right? Which is kind of like what I've been doing on and off as we've been kind of going through this. All right, so who else would like a reading? We are going to pull up the next one. So go ahead and take that big breath in and releasing out your mouth. TJ is saying, Karen Beveridge, I've done many rune casts where people have walked out angry because they can't handle truths. We all need to stand in our truth. We do. I totally agree with that, TJ. Isabella is saying, thank you for the honesty. Yes, thank you. And see, we should embrace honesty whenever we see it. I mean, we need to create more of it. So, all right. Cheryl Nelson, I am feeling drawn to you for the next rune. Oh, look, our sideways P that confused the heck out of me earlier. The P that doesn't quite look like a P. Why is this? Okay. This says compromise, according to this book. It's all about compromising. I see a theme going on here. These runes, right? Compromise, right? This is Thursday. It's the Thursday rune. So this is about tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are all going to be practicing turning dust to harmony. We're going to be practicing some more truth. And on Thursday, it's all going to be a lot easier for us. No, am I kidding? I don't know. We'll see how tomorrow goes. I don't know. Some of you guys in Australia, it's already Thursday for you. You know, maybe that's what I was thinking. I somehow connected over to the Australians who showed up and was like, it's Thursday, guys. Thursday. Okay, sorry for that joke. But this is all about compromise for you. Okay, it's all about compromise. It's all about impulses must be tempered by thought for correct procedure. Be still, collect yourself, and wait on the will of heaven. Patience is a virtue, probably one of the hardest virtues to gain. It also says wisdom teaches the mind to understand and learn through love. So again, it's about compromise, right? And we see a bit, okay, we do see a story going on here, right? Turning dust into harmony. You can't turn dust into harmony unless you're actually honest about the situation, like really deeply at the roots honest about what's going on. And then compromising, right? Because compromise is not just about giving and surrendering. It's about give and take, give and take, give and take, knowing where your boundaries are, knowing what the person actually has to offer and what you actually have to offer. Again, relying on honesty. And then again, the harmony coming from the honesty and the ability to compromise. So this is the larger story that we're getting, and each one of you are being our puzzle pieces to this. So, yes, peace and love is the way to go. TJ is saying it's very easy to take up. Just give it a try. The information is out there. Start with a book, right, TJ? And that's right. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. You know, I'm still getting familiar with them. And I have to, you know, I'm still getting familiar with what the basics of what they mean. And then it still takes time for that to come through as the messages come through. So it takes time. You'll get through it. Erica's ha ha ha. Samantha says, yes, it's Thursday here. It is. It's Thursday. So it's Thursday somewhere, guys. I was right. Alex, we have to just witness her clairvoyance live. Woo woo. Thank you. Yeah, live reading. All the cheesiness. Erica and your awesome emojis. Linda from Florida would love a reading as well. Hey, Karen, first time here. Yes, TJ is saying you are describing the rune cast story perfectly. You are extremely gifted with the runes. Thank you. See, and TJ, you're going to make me blush. And you guys, like I said, I'm still using the book, but you can see a difference between reading the book, getting the information, and then as it's coming out, learning how to use your psychic abilities to continue to pull, right? And it's all about practice and learning. And don't feel shy. Don't feel below yourself or anything because you don't know something yet, right? I mean, the confidence might not be so strong, but I'm still here. If I can do it, you can do it too. So, yes. All right. So I hope that made sense for you. And I'm going to pull the next rune for Linda. All right, Linda. Cheryl is saying that I'm starting to learn about compromise. Just realize it's not good to always give as people become and can become ungrateful. It's about give and take. You're welcome. Yes. And, you know, that's about also setting boundaries. And you need to be a little more honest with yourself of where your boundaries are. And people will push on your boundaries and they will make you feel crap for putting a boundary somewhere. But you just got to stick to it because it's about, you know, it's about give and take and respecting yourself. So, all right, Linda. Erica says, I'm learning a lot in less than an hour today. Ooh, we hear. To me, it just looks like a period. So there's the period for our. Let's see what this book says about it. This book doesn't even have a space for that one. So I'm using this. Oh, for you guys who are interested in books, right? I've got this book that's just about going through relationship aspects of the runes, which in the back gives you a quick diagram and what page they're on. So you can see that rune that we just pulled for you, Linda, is not there. That's okay. That's why we are also using this book as well. A book of runes. And this book is different because instead of going through relationships, as it gives you a lot more of the history and the different runes as well. But for those of you who are using it for spell work, which is typically how I personally use the runes, it'll give you all this other information here. So it'll give you like the plant it's related to. It'll give you your astrology. It'll give you your element, your color. So for those of you who are into creating rituals, this book is a great one. My kids have colored in it already. Can't you tell my 5-year-old loves runes too? Gets so active with the book. All right, so okay, it's at the end. Where are you? Okay, Engwaz. Okay, so again, this is the one that's all about the mysterious god Ing, whose origins are unclear. So again, this is all about sexual energy, intense creative activity, union, fruitation, you're goal driven. Give me a minute here because this last one has a lot of energy to it. This one is about, it's got a lot of reproductive energy to it. Like a lot of just, ooh, ah, yeah. Just being open with yourself. A lot of times we are not open with our sacral chakra. A lot of people have been through trauma. I don't know, Linda, if you have been through childhood trauma or romance trauma or a little bit of both of it. Sometimes when that happens, we can either, our sacral will either really just over explode itself to try and like burn away whatever happened. It just goes into overdrive, or sometimes it shuts down. It can't be open anymore. So I'm really feeling that this is talking about creating that balance for yourself and getting to know that mysterious part of yourself. Like sensual energy can be really mysterious and you can play with it in a mysterious way. And in today's world, you know, it's all look at me, look at me, look at me. It's, the sexual energy is all in your face. There's no mystery to it really much anymore. But this is talking about connecting to your sensual side. Don't block it off. But don't be over engaged with it. Be mysterious with it. Be slinky and sly and foxy, you know? And just learning to express yourself sexually in different ways. And sometimes that's just putting on lingerie and taking sexy pictures of yourself to the point you get turned on by yourself. Hey. There's all different ways you can express that part of yourself. So, Linda, this is talking about expressing your sexuality, your sensuality. And overall, this is also telling all of us, right, that part of that harmony, being honest with ourselves, the give and take. Sexual energy is all about all of that. It's all about all of that. There's a lot of chaos in sexual energy these days. So much chaos. Before, we went from being a society that was shut down to our sexual energy, and once the door opened, it went into freaking hyperdrive, creating a lot of disharmony, loads of disharmony around sexual energy these days. And a lot of it's being burned up. We could go into a whole story on that. Again, being honest and open with yourself about what you're doing sexually, being honest with yourself with your own sexuality, being honest with how you want to be sexual with someone. Be honest and say no. If they can't respect your boundaries, maybe what other boundaries of yours are they not going to respect? And being honest with yourself, knowing that that might be a toxic situation. That can be hard. Because again, that's about give and take, right? Give and take, give and take, give and take. Sexual energy is definitely about a give and take situation. But most of all, be fun, be creative with your sexuality. So, Alex is like, I just took a deep breath for that one, right? Justin says, how do vampires do that? Just keep it, right? How do vampires just pull that out, right? That's a whole nother thing. That's talking about people who know how to play with people's energy, or maybe they're not even people, you know, beings that can pull on your energy, your sensual energy, but that can be there too, right? So I hope that this makes a lot of sense. Again, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind sharing it out. Also, if you enjoyed my live readings, I am doing Monday meditations. They're quick, like 10-minute meditation videos. just to kind of help you with your Mondays. You can check those out at mysticpathllc.com and also the Mystic Path Facebook page. Also at mysticpathllc.com, if you are in the Atlanta area, like you, Alex, I do a lot of things around the metro area, events, photo events, readings, in-person readings, in-person meditations, group readings, group meditations. You can sign up for all those classes, in-person events on the Mystic Path LLC website. You can also order my magazine from there, my coloring books from there, and all that other cool jazz. So thank you guys again so much for joining me for today for talking about the runes. And I will see you guys next week. We're probably going to switch back to tarot again next week. I just haven't decided if we're going to keep going through the swords and really focusing on our health, our mental health, or we might focus on our emotional health. They're both so aligned right now. Our minds are so triggered by our emotions so much. So maybe it'll be a little bit of both. I'm not sure yet. It'll be a surprise till next week. Also, I might be doing some other videos in between now and then, like an Crystal 101 or Chakra 101. I'm working on some things to hopefully just release, because I love talking about everything metaphysics. I want to share what I know, and also probably making some fashion videos, because the elite, the couture fashion right now is all about mysticism right now. So I'm totally going to be posting about that. I'm excited. So Gloria is saying, I need a room, and you totally skipped over me. Sorry, Gloria. I was just really connected to whoever was being drawn to me, and maybe I wasn't being drawn to you. I'm not really sure what you mean by I need a room. TJ saying, makes perfect sense. You did amazing as always. I tried to connect with you, but couldn't find you. Definitely would be interested in a collaboration. So yes, here, you guys can find me at Mystic Path LLC. That's not a C, that's a V. C. Mystic. Oh gosh, I misspelled that in all kinds of ways. Mystic Path LLC. And you can find me on other things as Lee Taylor on Facebook. So again, and TJ, yes, let's reach out. Let's do a collaboration on runes, because I really, like I said, I really want to pick your mind. I really want to talk more about runes with you, and just, yeah, that'll be so much fun. We're going to do that. So more videos to look forward to, guys. And like I said, I do a lot more on Mystic Path LLC. But, you know, who knows? I might be showing up on Spirit Realm Network maybe more than once a week. I don't know. So yeah, you guys, thank you again so much. Thank you again for tuning in, and you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday or Thursday. Till then, have a magical week.